Hello and welcome to Doctor Who season review. In today's video, we'll talk about Doctor Who's 14th season, starring Tom Baker, Elizabeth Sladen, and Jenna something. And Louisa Jenna. Oh, and the Louise Jameson. So first up, The Mask of Mandragora. This one's a bit of a weird one. I don't know much about this one. I mean, I don't hate this one really. I don't hate it. I just find it a bit odd. For some reason. The Mask of Mandragora, the man in the mask. Who is he? I forgot. It's basic. I think he was in the story. He was trying to do a ritual which needed a woman. And who he chose? Well, obviously he chose fucking Sarah Jane, of course, to be his sacrifice, to be the sacrifice. So the Doctor has to rush in and save her, and well, that's all I can get out of this story. Really, that's the only bit I remember from this story. The Doctor saves her from getting killed by the man in the Mandragora. It's set in Italy in the 1500s. I believe. I think it was 1514, wasn't it? I've got to check at some point. I really don't know. Next up, The Hand of Fear, Sarah Jane's last classic adventure. The only thing I can remember this was the Grey Woman, the Grey Hand, Sarah Jane basically going on a rampage with the hand, the little ring thing on her finger that makes her do all the stuff that she doesn't want to do. Because at that moment it's not her who's doing it, it's the hand, because she touches it by accident. The Time Lords have called him to Gallifrey, which leads us into the Deadly Assassin. Yes, this story is brilliant. Yes, the Master. I think the Master looks pretty cool, but his mask, the mask they gave him doesn't really work. It's kind of the Sontaran mask from the Sontaran experiment, where the mask is a bit foldy and it doesn't really work. They have to talk through the mouth that's sealed. In this case, the Master. The Time Lords, I don't know. It's about the Lord or the King or the High Council of the Time Lord. The head of the Time Lords gets assassinated, I believe, by the Master, and they put it on the Doctor and he stands trial for his crime, even though we specifically know it's not him who's doing it. It's the Master trying to find a new body, because his is old and wrinkly, and basically his new body's killing him. So yeah, The Deadly Assassin, it's a brilliant story, everyone knows it, but I just find it a bit weird, that's all. Next up, The Face of Evil. The Doctor lands in this place where he meets a warrior called, what's the warrior called? It's been a long time since I've watched this season. Leela, that's what it was. He meets Leela, the warrior, and basically, you know, yeah. At first, I wasn't so keen on her as a companion. But after rewatching it, I found more enjoyment of it with her in it. And the Face of Evil is basically this Face of Evil has impersonated the Doctor's face, and everyone believes that the Doctor's evil because they've seen the face. And when he comes along, they think it's him that's doing all everything that's going wrong, or hurt or killing everybody. We all know it, and it turns out to be a supercomputer that actually kills people and screams. So the Doctor and Leela have to fight together in order to stop this supercomputer from doing whatever it wants to do. In this case, hurting all these warriors and making them scared. Next up, The Robots of Death. This is actually a good one. The robots, I think they're brilliant. My favourite line, everyone knows this is my favourite line from this story. You don't put hands on me. That's a very famous line from this story alone. I like how the Doctor and Leela are walking around the spacecraft, where all these robots are just walking around as well. And the villain, I don't know who the villain actually was, but it turned out to be the robots in the end. All I can say about the Robots of Death is it's a brilliant story. Definitely check it out. And finally, the Talons of Wing Choyang. When we meet, there's two famous characters who appear in Big Finish. Oh, what's it? Oh my god. Give me a minute. I'll think about it. Give me a minute. Oh, they're in Big Finish. What is it? I've forgotten. Sorry, but yeah, they're in this story and they appear in they got their own spin-off series, which is what the story is based from. The Doctor, brilliant in this story. Giant rats. I think Chang is a brilliant villain, personally. So, yeah, it's a very good story, in my opinion. So, in conclusion, season 14 wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. Just average. Just average. So, next time for season 15, we'll meet K9.